Happy Tuesday. How is everybody? I hope you're having a fantastic beginning of your week and that you've been able to escape the sickness that's been plaguing everybody last week and this week. I was a little sick yesterday, but I am here to talk to you about the I personalities today. So an I personality is somebody that is going to be very excited about meeting new people, about talking to new people, about the fun parts of the business, the connections, just very people is what we're talking about. So when you're talking to an I personality, don't be afraid to focus on everything that's fun. The connections you make, the Facebook groups, the events, the summits, conference, how everybody gets together. They are going to be so much more excited to hear about all of the people, things, and the connections and how much fun they can have than about the compensation plan or the business. And that's going to be their driver a lot of the time through the business. So I don't rate that high on the I, so I'm kind of in the middle for I. So I tend to be a little bit more reserved when it comes to events. So I'm not the best person to talk about I, but some of the I's in our group that are in our training, go ahead and tell us kind of when you were first interested in Jamboree, did this hold true? Are you very excited to be around people? Is that the favorite part of your business? Because the point of all this and why we're talking about these different personalities is so that we can connect better with people and help them have the best Jamboree journey that they can have so that they can get what they want out of this business. And with that, I wanted to talk a little bit about this DISC personality, and I read the entire PDF that I got from the Tony Robbins, that's Zachary, say hi, but from the Tony Robbins test assessment. So I really liked it. As I was reading it, I understood that all of us, we all have D, I, S, and C, and they apply in different aspects of our life. For example, D is how we approach problem solving and obtaining results. So this is going to be what you see when people are really trying to reach those fast starts or make it to the next level of the business. If you have a high D, a really high D, you are going to just run ahead. And you know, this, I have a high-ish D, a moderate D, like higher than 50. And that is the result of why when I started, the first day I had my website, I had 2 parties going. I got one email with one script and I went. I was just going to go at it. I didn't really care about the details. I just knew I had to sell things and that I could do it through Facebook, and I had the script and I could figure out the rest on the way. I contacted my TM to send out my samples because I didn't even have my kit yet. So that is what you're going to get from a higher D. The higher the D, the less they're going to care about process and about how. They're just going to go get it. If you're working with a lower D, you're going to need a plan. Lower Ds are not going to jump into it. They're going to wait for their kit. They're going to want to understand exactly how that Facebook party works. They're going to ask a lot of questions. And so as you prepare to help your team reach their goals, you have to be prepared for these different types of personalities and different approaches to getting things done. So that is where you can see if they're really high D, they're just going to go, you just kind of give them a little bit, and they're going to come to you when they have problems and they run into problems, but they're going to be pretty self-starters. If they have a lower D, they are looking to learn, they want a plan, and sometimes they'll create the plan, but it's going to take them a little bit of time. They're not going to just hit the ground running, throwing a party without a plan. So that's for D. For what's next? For I, it's interactive. So this is their approach to interacting with people and their display of emotions. So if they have a very high I, they're going to love to meet people. They're going to be very outgoing, especially in new settings. They're not going to be shy at all. Probably love hosting parties in person. And they want to have meetings, team meetings in person. They just love to meet new people. So especially since we have this online business, I think that would be a good thing to know for how do you make that happen in a Facebook environment, since we're so heavy on Facebook. And if they're lower on the I, especially when they go out to events and stuff, they're going to be really shy, and it's going to be difficult for them to meet new friends and make new connections. And so look out for this and help people grow, and to be sure that they're going to have positive experience at the events, and they may be a lot more hesitant about a home party. So make sure you have home party training and they see like how it's done and they have a good plan for that. Again, remember, the reason why we're going through this is so that it helps us connect with other people. I know it's hard. Not everybody walks around with their disc results kind of in a bubble at the top of their head. Wouldn't that be nice? But you'll start to be able, if you're aware of these things, you can ask the questions that'll get you the answers to these, to where they fall in these types of categories, so you can better prepare them and give them an experience that's more tailored to them. The S is for stabilizing. It's your approach to the pace of work in your environment. And so higher in S's, they tend to prefer a more controlled, deliberate, and predictable environment. They place a premium on security of a work situation and disciplined behavior. So they like steadiness. They don't like to move a lot. I scored higher on the S than I thought. But yeah, it's true. They like a family setting. They like to make connections. I personally do. I love that about Jamboree, that we're building long life connections and that this is something that's stable. It's not going to go away. I know I ask my upline elite executive all the time, is this sustainable? Like, are you continuing to do this? Or is this something that I'm only going to hit 1 month and then that's it? I'm going to have to find something else. And so I do care about sustainability, about being able to do it for the long term. And people with a high S are very loyal too. So, that's a positive for this type of business. I know that I love to help out our upline and our team. And lower S's, they tend to prefer a more flexible and dynamic environment, which is the great thing about Jamboree, that it really can be whatever you want. So just know that they're going to be the people that don't like too much of a routine. They're probably not going to set a set schedule. They're just going to go with the flow, and it works for them. And so there's the way that is there ways for you to help people that are going to go to the flow, or does it help you understand them better now that you know that's just kind of a possibility sometimes? And then C is for cautious. It's their approach to standards, procedures, and expectations. So if you have a really high C, these people are going to read the entire PNP. All of it. Like, they're going to care about compliance. They're going to care about the rules. It's going to be hard for them to break them. If you have a lower C, they're not going to care about the rules so much. It just doesn't, they just look at life like, they look at rules more as guidelines. And then, somebody in the moderate C area, they're going to, flex them if it makes sense to kind of push a rule a little bit for their business. They're going to. So this is probably where you see sometimes in the Facebook groups that some people are so caught up on a compliance rule, and other people are like, come on, is it that big deal? Is 22% really that big a deal of a text on the image? But that's why you get those differences. And I think if we understand that, we were just brought up or wired differently, we look at life and our perspective is a little different. This helps as you are communicating with new recruits, as you're communicating with your hostesses, and it helps as you're growing your team and kind of creating this environment that is healthy and exciting for everybody. Of course, this doesn't happen overnight. I mean, I've been doing this for 16 months now, and I'm still learning. I love how we're all fairly young in this business, but that is one of my favorite parts about Jamboree, actually. I was just thinking, I went and got my haircut yesterday because of our Power Jam homework. Remember, you guys are on Making Your Connection Change this week, and I had gotten highlights and needed a haircut, and sometimes I think, there's a little part of my head that's like, Jamboree, don't tell me what to do. But honestly, that I get to look at my life every month. I feel like before Jamboree, time just passed. Before I knew it was the end of the year. Now with Jamboree, it's like I live life on this monthly agenda, this monthly schedule, and every month I get to look at my life and I get to say what worked really well last month, what didn't, what do I want to change, and where do I want to go. And I get a fresh start every month, and I love that. I love how, because of that, I've grown in so many areas. And honestly, I think if you're not growing, I don't know what you're doing. Like, you may as well just be dead already, I think, because, life is all about reaching your potential, going after those desires that you have in your heart. So I'm excited for your homework this week and how everyone's going to be looking to make those party changes and connection changes. So be sure you're sharing with us on the Power Sisters group, because we're excited to see all of that. And I hope you're as excited as me to be working with this amazing company, and that you're excited to get to just start fresh and grow every single month. Hope you have a fantastic Tuesday and have a great day.